Catalina here. Today we're going to talk about student loan late payments, default. What are the repercussions and what you can do to prevent such an occurrence? You don't want to be late, you don't want to default, and what can you do really to avoid this and not have any mishaps while you're paying back your student loans? Okay, so first and foremost, a late payment is considered a payment that is more than 15 days from the time the payment is due. So let's say your payment's due on the first of the month. After the 15th of the month, that is now considered late by your student loan servicer. It's not considered an in-time or qualifying payment if you're trying to get loan forgiveness. So you really need to pay it before the 15-day mark. It's going to start impacting your credit at the 30-day mark. So a late payment on your credit is 30 days late. However, I want to give a bit of a warning to those who are financially struggling and are like, I'm just going to make a late payment because it's better than no payment. I get that, but I just want to mention that most people originate about 2 loans per semester. So if you're graduating from undergrad, that's 8 loans. If you also go to grad school, some people can have something like 12 loans originated for undergrad and grad school. If you are late, it will register that late payment across every single student loan line item on your credit, okay? So that will look like you've made 12 late payments instead of 1 late payment. So keep that in mind. It's really vital because, for example, if you make a late payment on your car, it's viewed as 1 late car payment. On your student loans, if you have 8 to 12 loans originated, that could possibly be 8 dings to your credit or 12 dings to your credit. So keep that in mind. Making a late payment could have significantly negative impacts. So people who are 3-6 months late and because they can't afford the payment and they end up having 8 times 6 dings, what is that math? 40 dings, or credit literally tanks by over 100 points. So keep that in mind for people who are trying to buy a home and your rates are impacted by your credit. So keep that in mind. It is better for you to, I'll talk about what to do about it at the end of the segment. First, let me talk about what student loan default means, and then I'll talk about what to do about all of this, okay? So student loan default is when you are now 9 months late. And the student loan company, your servicer, will turn over your loan to a collection agency, at which time the federal government will tag on a whopping 17.92% fee, okay? Once you go into default, your loan balance can go up as high as 25% of the balance. So let's say you owe $100,000, it could go up $125,000 now if you go into default, which is horrible, okay? When you go into default, beyond having 9 times whatever loan item credit dings you have, you now will be prohibited from getting a mortgage, and your credit will be significantly impacted, which will also hurt with other lending or credit products, okay? So keep that in mind. When you go into default, it excludes you from being able to access many other financial services and products. So it significantly impacts you in addition to having debt collectors chase after you, and they will even go as far as to garnish your wages. So if you are in risk of being late even once, it's best that you enroll into a student loan program that allows you to reduce the amount you have to pay. And you can get on loan plans as low as $0 and still count towards repayment so debt collectors don't chase you and you don't have all these negative repercussions. If you're a person that has a lot of financial anxiety and fear around managing your debt and as a result you just haven't caught up, just know that LoanSense advisors are here on standby. We don't judge people. We want to help you get into the right plan and action so that we can get you into the right standing without having to interface directly with the student loan servicers yourself, okay? We'll give you the best options. Once you're in default, you have 2 options. You can do what's called loan rehabilitation, which takes 9 months. It will basically If you do loan rehabilitation, it's better for your credit because it'll erase the default and have better credit improvement impacts. If you do consolidation, it only takes 3 months, but they won't go back and basically repair or take off line items from your credit. So that's the core difference. Student loan consolidation will also start you over, start your loan payment plan over. So that means if you're trying to get forgiveness, you're basically starting at payment 0 again. So just keep that in mind, okay? So whether you want to rehabilitate or consolidate really needs to be a thought through decision based on your financial circumstances. Our advisors have experience with that as well. So that's what you could do on both sides. If you're a recent grad and have no idea when your student loans get kicked in, or don't really know what's going to happen once January loan repayment comes into place and starts again because they extended it from September to January, it's really, and you don't know if you can afford the payment you currently have or you had before, you had before the pandemic started, I would definitely enroll into a public program to reduce the payment if you foresee having an issue paying your student loan. And we really recommend doing it before Christmas because you don't want to wait until Christmas, the very beginning of January, because student loan servicers are just going to be so overwhelmed with calls and it's just going to take a longer time to process. So they might send you a bill for your full payment you can't afford because they haven't had time to adjust your payment. So the big pro tip here is deal with the student loans early. We'd also recommend putting your student loan payments on auto debit. It saves you 0.25%, but it also ensures that your payments will never be late. Okay. I hope this video was helpful. Our advisors are always on standby because getting your students' loans right is very important for any other next step financial goal you want to achieve. And we're here to help you make these decisions, regardless of whether you're just being kicked into repayment after graduation, all the way to you're in your 30s, you're married, you have some kids, you want to buy a home now. We're here and happy to help you make decisions around your student loan so you can achieve your financial dreams, okay? One final note, most loan officers are using 1% or 0.5% of your principal balance to count towards your student loan payment. If you're in good standing, LoanSense can reduce that through federal programs and free up cash flow to help you afford a house. So it's very vital that you're in good standing to be able to take advantage of the quick turnaround time of managing your student loan debt in order to close on a home. I hope these pro tips were really helpful. If you like the information we provided, please hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up below. We cannot wait to give you tools to help you on this journey and see you on the next video.